Yes, Masquerade Team Zimbabwe, and I am happy to be with you this afternoon, Saturday, 3rd July 2021. And my name is Ronald Makusha. If you are new to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. And also, don't forget to turn on all notifications so that you don't miss each and every time we go live or we post a video here. I want to begin by saying my apologies. I came late. I was supposed to begin my show at exactly 12:30, but I came in late. But I'm happy I'm here. Today, I want to talk about officials coming to live in Ghetto. The reason why the government officials should be forced to come and live in Ghetto. We have seen so much poor development in the ghetto areas. There are potholes everywhere. There are sewages everywhere. There are power cuts everywhere in the ghetto, and there are no drainage systems in the ghetto. So I've decided to say, as Zimbabweans, as young Zimbabweans, we need to hold those in authority accountable. We have seen that we have poor schools in our ghetto areas. We have poor clinics there in the ghetto areas. Whereas the rich here in Zimbabwe, they attend private medical facilities, they attend private schools, they also send their children abroad for education, they also send their wives abroad for medication, as well as themselves. They send themselves abroad for medication. So this is something we need to confront as young people. This is something we need to talk about as young people. Because if we look at the structures in the employment structures on the top echelons of our government in Zimbabwe, there's so much nepotism there. You have seen that only the kids or relatives of those influential, they occupy influential positions as well, because they'll imagine the ones with the requirements for certain jobs. So, and ourselves and our kids, our brothers and sisters, we are left with nothing. We are left as destitutes in our own country, in a country where we are supposed to have equal opportunities. So just because we don't have enough resources in our areas. I want to talk about something very important here. If you go the composition of our lawyers here in Zimbabwe, the composition of our lawyers, some of you check the schools they attended to. They, at most of them, the majority of them, 80% of them, they attended first-class schools here in Zimbabwe. Check the doctors we have. The majority of them attended the first-class schools here in Zimbabwe. And most of them are from privileged and semi-privileged families. So this is a problem where the poor can't be doctors. This is a problem where the poor can't be engineers. This is a problem where the poor can't be lawyers in Zimbabwe. Because for you, the entry requirement at the University of Zimbabwe, they will tell you it's 15 points for male, 14 points and to 13 points for ladies. And it's used to, we attended ghetto schools, we couldn't make it. Sometimes you could go to school stressed because of other family problems. You are living in abject poverty. So you will see what the kind of life we lived was not good. And we continue to live that life up to today. While they are living in the northeastern suburbs and they are enjoying themselves, they have schools for themselves where their kids, they mingle with these white rich boys. Vachienda meno kunana Churchill, Chichi, St. George's, what, all these schools. So my plea is that as Zimbabweans, let's force these people to say, if you can't live in Budiriro, you cannot be a member of parliament. If you can't live in Glenview, if you can't live in Mabvuku in Mbare, you cannot be a minister. You can't be a minister who is leading a country or who is presiding over important aspects of this country, and you don't know what people are passing through. These guys, if you tell them that there is a problem in Budiro, they will be shocked. This is the reason why they are denying that there is crisis here in Zimbabwe. The reason why they deny that there is crisis in Zimbabwe is because they don't live there, and they have employed their surrogates, their friends and families in their ministries. So nobody is willing to tell them the truth. They can't tell each other the truth. Things are not well here in Zimbabwe. So we need to come up as young people. We need to rise and tell these guys that enough is enough. We need people with first-hand information. Mthuli has never been in Mangwana. Mthuli has never been in Mbare. But Mbare is so close to the CBD of Harare. And Mthuli can't even go around to see what is happening in Mbare. If Mthuli had been in Mbare, his arrogance would have eased, because he would have seen how people are struggling there. So these guys, the reason why they are demolishing these structures, it's because they don't care about us. It's because they don't feel the pain we feel. If they had lived with us each and every day and see how much we struggle to send our kids to school, see how much we struggle to put food on the table, they would have understood our plight and our plea, so that they would let us be. So guys, we need officials from the ghetto. And how are we going to make sure that we have officials from the ghetto? 2023 is coming. Know the person who is a good person from your ghetto. Know somebody whom you know that this person is humble, this person is down to earth, this person has been helping. Talk to that person. Make sure that vote that person from your ghetto. Vote that person and agree with him that you are not going to leave this place. Once you get into office, you are not going to leave this place. That is the only way we bring the authorities to ghetto. And we need to advocate for laws which prohibit people to say he is living in Borodale there, like Temba Mliswa, but he is representing the people of Norton. And he registered his address as in a fake address in Norton, and he is representing people there. We have so many MPs who are living in affluent suburbs, but they are representing people from ghettos, and they don't care. This is the reason why there's no development, there's no advocacy for the people in such areas and in such locations. We also need a law which says, if you are an MP, if you are a minister, if you are a councillor or a mayor, if you are a top government official, you cannot send your kids abroad to school, because this has reduced our schools into shacks. We have seen that our education system has broken down totally. Our education system has collapsed totally, with teachers surviving on extra lessons. Without extra lessons, our teacher won't survive. So we need to policies which says no government official will send his kids outside Zimbabwe for education. No government official or MP or what will send his or her kid to a private school. They will need to come to Mangwana High. They will need to come to Kuwadzana High. They will need to come to Mufakose High for education. This is what we need here in Zimbabwe. They need to be attended at Glenview Polyclinic there. If they go to, if the wife of a minister goes to Glenview Polyclinic and an ambulance is called and spends 6 hours without arriving, they would know the kind of torture, the kind of trauma our people are facing in these areas or in these institutions. So this is something we need to speak up as Zimbabweans. This is something we must not shy to confront. This is not something we must be afraid to talk about. So we are going to talk about this without fear, without favor, and without bias, because we want a better Zimbabwe for all. We want a factual Zimbabwe. We want a Zimbabwe where I can go to a clinic and be treated without poking out lots of money. So the same people who afford medical aids and everything, who are in government, who are earning a lot of money, they have cars, they get coupons, they get teas and everything. They are the same people who are enjoying here in Zimbabwe. Whereas the poor people, they are struggling. You go to a clinic and you are told to buy pills. So there's the guy I met. He had an injury and he went to be attended at a clinic. And he was told to buy some pills, which is pain. The name is like something like morphine. And the cost of those pills was $50. And this guy didn't afford $50. He couldn't get those pills. So this is a situation we have here in Zimbabwe, where the health institutions, they don't have necessary drugs, necessary tools, and the staff there is being handled like they are slaves. They are not being given a living wage. Because if you look at the kind of salary we have, if a lowest paid government worker is given 15,000 Zimbabwean dollars, you can imagine what the nurses and doctors are earning. It's something which is not up to standard and which does not match their standard as health workers. So this is our problem as Zimbabweans, that we have had for a very long time officials who are not living with us. We do not know the kind of problems we are facing. They come to our areas when they need the votes. They come to our areas when they are campaigning. And during that period, they make all sorts of lies to us. This is the time for us as young people to say, enough is enough. And we are no longer tolerating any lies which are saying, we will do this, we will do this. We want a situation where our people are given an opportunity to monitor what the leaders are doing. When they are in your vicinity, you can monitor them, you can talk to them, you can confront them. But when they are in Borodale, how do you confront them? Because they are they are living. This is General Chiwenga's house, and this is another minister's house, Minister Kasevia Kasukwere's house. This is another man's house, a senior official. If you go there, they will call the military right away, because these are senior people with access to all sorts of security. So you will be beaten thoroughly if you go on that side. But if they are there in Ghetto, they won't dare do that, because they won't have that kind of protection they would need. So this is something we need to push. We need to vote people from our own areas. And with all due respect, let's go register to vote as Zimbabweans. We must go register to vote. There are so many voices which are saying, don't go to register to vote. Those are the voices being sent by ZANU-PF. The ZANU-PF is sending its own people to convince people not to register to vote. So we need to register to vote and make sure that in 2023, we vote our own people from our own ghettos. In Budiriro there, you know a person, generally is a good person. And that person, we can vote that person in. And we know that we have one official who is now in government from our ghetto, who is aware that there are potholes, who is affected by potholes each and every time he drives to town, who is affected by very long queues when going home. There will be so much traffic on the way. That person is aware of what needs to be done. These are the kind of people we need in government. These are the kind of people we need in parliament, in council. We must stop voting people for their popularity and begin voting people according to competence. What are you going to do to us? How are you going to do what you have said? That are the questions we need to ask. How are you going to implement the policies you are saying? Because we are tired of these guys who send their kids abroad each and every time to school. We are tired of these boys who send their wives to abroad hospitals. As you all know, Bona Mugabe went to Singapore to deliver a baby. But how many hospitals and clinics do we have here in Zimbabwe? But she flew to Singapore using maybe a private jet and using the state resources just because she was the daughter of a president. So this is something we need to interrogate as Zimbabweans. This is something we need to interrogate as young people. The time to speak out is now. We are not against the government and we are not against anybody, but we want a better Zimbabwe, a better future for us. When the people in government, when they were our ages or even younger, they went to Chimoyo, they went to Zambia, they went to Nyazonya, they went to Botswana to wage a war against the Smith regime. Right now, we are not going to take up arms and wage a war, but we are going to say enough is enough. We are now retiring you, and we are now taking over the reins of power in Zimbabwe. So that is our goal, that is our mandate. In 2023, the power should go to the young people. I don't care who is going to be the president, as long as the president is a young person. That is what I want. I want to see a young person taking over in Zimbabwe. I want to see young ministers. I want to see young MPs. Imagine a parliament with young people engaging in robust debates. That would be a wonderful environment we want in Zimbabwe. Not this kind of environment where we have Adalas in Senate, Adalas in the president, Adalas in the National Assembly, Adalas in council. That should worry us as young people. And if you check where they come from, they are badges living in the northeastern suburbs. And they eat together, they drink together, they dine and wine together. If you go to the hotels, you see them dining and wining together. And during the day, they pretend to fight. So the time is now. Register to vote. I know the government does not want to issue IDs so that as many people won't be able to register. But just know that the day you get your ID, go and register to vote. Find the ZUPCO office there, register to vote. So you just get your ID, you go into the next office, the ZUPCO office, you register to vote. So before you go there, some of you who have birth certificates with IDs, you write your affidavit with your address, you make sure that it is certified. Then you go with it, you take your ID and you enter the ZUPCO office there, you register to vote. That is the only way to bring officials to the ghetto we live. Vote people from your ghettos. So much love to all supporters on this platform. If you are new to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out each and every time we go live or we upload a video. Our aim is to make sure that we bring you news and what is happening in Zimbabwe. Till we meet again, much love.